Semi-realistic artist tries shoujo anime style. What could possibly go wrong? I cannot bullshit my way out of this with blending like in rendering. It's making me nervous. It looks like Dinosaurus' ding dong. It bothers me so much. But first, Happy New Year! 2025 is the year of trying something new, of getting out of your comfort zone. It is also the year of sponsorship. This video is sponsored by Genshin Impact because Mafuika is finally here. Did you pull for her? Did you get her? Remember that scene where Mafuika fought Capitano? During that scene, I was like, ooh, is it kinda hot in here? There seems to be unresolved tension between these two. Hi, Future Fong here. Look, I recorded this before 5.3 update. So any comments I made, it's before what happened in 5.3. And I know not everyone likes the same ship. People can like different things. So please be nice to each other. Also, if you know what happened in 5.3, press F in the comments. Anyway, long story short, they made up. And you know what? Enemies to lovers or comrades is my favorite trope. So I'm drawing them in anime style. Specifically, the style of Silver Pixia. I'm actually collabing with her for this video. And as you can see, our art style are the opposite of each other. So I'm trying her style and she's trying mine. It's like an anti-style challenge for both of us. Pixia style is a cute shoujo anime. Big eyes, tiny nose, sharp chin, and that's what I'll be focusing on when drawing the face. And since Pixia has already drawn Mafuika before, if I get stuck, I can just watch her video. Thank you, Pixia. As you guys know, Genshin character outfits are insanely detailed. Usually, I would just put them in t-shirts or nothing at all. But if I do that to Mafuika, I'll get demonetized. Plus, I really need to practice drawing detailed outfits, so I'll be using a ton of layers for this artwork. Spoiler, I used more than 100 layers by the end of the painting. I'm trying to keep the body proportions more anime because shoujo anime characters usually have bigger heads compared to real humans. I cannot draw breasts though. Can I say breast in a video? I cannot draw bazongas. If you wanna see beautifully shaped Mafuika bazongas, watch Pixia's video. Now thankfully, Hoyoverse doesn't show Capitano's face, so I can directly copy the reference. He has more metal and gold than skin on his face. So, you know, if you wanna marry a rich man. I cannot find what his hands look like though. I only know he has those claws, like talons, but I don't know how to draw it from the inside. He's supposed to be holding up two fingers, like a peace sign. He's trying to be fun. Why does it look like a Dinosaurus thing? I've never done an anti-style challenge before, but it's basically doing what you're not used to, right? As you guys know, I don't do line art because my patience is super short, but this is New Year, so new patience limit, I guess. So let's do this as best as we can. Here's a line art tip. Try to keep your palm away from your screen if you're using an iPad because it restricts your movement, especially when drawing long and big things like Mafuika's hair. I know what you're thinking. How will Fong, with one-ply toilet paper thin patience, manage to line art all the details considering her sketch is messier than Jency's sleep schedule? Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that. I have found a method to draw details without going insane. I'll tell you in a moment. It blows my mind how Capitano managed to wear a big-ass coat in Natlan. Isn't it like extra hot over there? It's literally the Fire Nation. Well, maybe that's why he took it off in the end. But still, I actually debated whether to draw him with a coat because, let's be real, he's way cooler in it. But since Mafuika is hugging him in this drawing, he might overheat, so I decided to just leave it out. I don't want to draw extra details anyway. By the way, this is the pose me and Pixia are drawing for this collab. Pixia found it on Twitter and we both love it. It looks cute, but not overly romantic. I like Capitano and Mafuika's dynamic. One is ice, the other is fire, but in the end, they have each other's backs. So, yeah, I ship them. Some of you might not, and that's totally fine. People can like different things and still be civilized around each other. Okay, now, for the accessories. Let me show you my method. In IBIS Paint, there are outline brushes. I use outline fade. It automatically gives line art with every stroke. So instead of line arting all the details and coloring them separately, you get both at once with this brush. I don't know if Procreate or other apps have this brush, but try looking into their online library or look for creators who make similar brushes. It's such a lifesaver. See how easy it is to draw Capitanos chains? So yeah, just use an outline brush for the details. I realized I might have overhyped this a few minutes ago. Alright, let's get to coloring. I'm looking at Pixia's work for reference while coloring, and I really love this Ayaka drawing she did. I'll try to replicate that look for Mafuika. I'm using an airbrush on a multiply layer to softly add her blush. Normally I would go for muted tones, but now I'm using a bright pinkish orange so the color doesn't look dull. Usually I start with soft shadows, but since this is cel shading, I'm jumping straight into hard shadows. My trusty flat watercolor opaque brush is too soft and too textured for this, so I'm using the pen fade brush instead. Coloring looks kind of flat, so I'm adding a second multiply layer with stronger, deeper shadow. Adding blush is such a game changer. It really brings more dimension to the face. The part I'm dreading the most is the hair. Coloring hair in cel shading is so much harder than rendering or painting it, for me at least. Cel shading focuses on hard shadows, and since you don't blend the colors, it looks really sharp. So any mistakes you make will be easier to spot, and I cannot bullshit my way out of this with blending like in rendering. It's making me nervous. From what I've observed, start with big shadows, then carve the shapes with an eraser. Areas closer to the light will have minimal and smaller shadows, while areas further away have larger shadows. I also add smaller and darker shadows on top of the larger ones for dimension. I don't normally add highlights right away, but it looks weird if I just leave the hair like that. Just draw a bunch of blobs and erase the top and bottom so you have this car logo shape. I noticed Pixia used gray in her Mafuika drawing, so I will do the same. It's a popular technique among Chinese artists. I've mostly seen it in rendering and semi-realism, but it works great for cel shading as well. Mafuika's eyes are already super detailed, so I will keep the shading simple. A darker color on top, a highlight on the bottom, and a slight glow at the top of the iris. Then just add 2 white dots as highlights. Even though the face is anime, Pixia's coloring for clothes and accessories is more realistic. It creates such a nice contrast. I love when artists do that, so I will try to replicate it and make the clothes look more realistic. Thankfully, Genshin's splash art has a similar vibe, so I can just use them as references instead of searching for more. I want to study more clothes. Maybe I can do it on live streams. Yes, I do live streams now. I only ever did it once though. And in that live stream, people wanna marry my chair for some motherfucking reason, which confuses me because my chair has shit lumbar support. Why would you wanna marry a shit lumbar? But anyway, yeah, aside from clothes, I also want to learn how to paint gold, metal, rocks, and different materials so I can draw detailed character outfits instead of just bare-chested thirst traps all the time. And thanks to this challenge, I'm getting plenty of practice painting gold and metal since Mafuika and Capitano are covered in them. I have to admit, making the clothes and accessories look realistic with only hard shadows is tough. So I blended some areas, especially Capitano's mask. It looked too flat otherwise. I also added soft shadows first to give it more volume. I still cannot figure out his fingers though. It looks like Dinosaurus's ding dong. It bothers me so much. Maybe I'll just remove them from the drawing, I don't know. For gold and metals, the highlight is everything. They reflect so much light and that's what makes them all shiny and stuff. Also, I just realized, with this pose, wouldn't the spikes on Capitano's helmet stab Mafuika behind her ear? Now I kinda wanna draw the aftermath, where Mafuika actually gets stabbed by Capitano's spikes. Lightly stabbed, okay? So don't come at me. And Capitano is all apologetic and then they made up and pet some capybaras in the end. I don't know what else to add to Capitano's face. Underneath the helmet, it is just pure void. I don't know how it's just pure void because the opening of his helmet is quite big. So we should have at least least seeing his nose and mouth, right? I gotta say, even though I was really worried about cell shading at first, it turned out to be a lot of fun. Yes, there are times I get frustrated and the result could definitely be better, but overall, I like it. And it's such a nice change from my usual drawing routine. Who says Fong can only draw a single dude wearing nothing on a canvas? Look at that. I can draw two people. Thank you so much to Pixia for allowing me to copy her style for this drawing. You guys, go check out her video where she tries my style. I will link to it in the description. And check out her channel for more of her works. And thank you to Genshin Impact for sponsoring this video. Go check out Genshin Impact. There's a link in the description. Don't forget to pull for Mafuika. And that's about it. Bye!